Hi, this is Jung Kyung, and I'm going to review what I learned last week. We learned about etching last week. Etching's dictionary definition is on dissolution. It means to dissolve on something like material. First, we learned about isotropic and anisotropic. For isotropic, it means to etch in both directions, which are lateral and vertical directions. On the other hand, anisotropic, it means to etch only for one direction. So we're going to compare between. There are two kinds of etching, which are wet and dry etching, and I'm going to compare between those. So first, wet etching, it is cheap and simple because we need only the etchant and best for wet etching. So it is cheap and simple, and it is normally used for isotropic. But the trade-off is it is hard to control because for to control the etch rate, the speed of etch is hard for wet etching. And on the other side, for dry etching, it is usually used for anisotropic. So it is really good to control, good for selective, but it is expensive because we use when we bumper something to etch for dry etching, we use plasma, but the plasma equipment is expensive, so that is trade-off for dry etching. Then we learned about figure of merit. uh, Figure of merit is kind of standard for comparison, so it also used in various fields, not only in this etching part. But for in this etching part, there are three things, which are etching rate, etching selectivity, and uniformity. So these are what we learned, and we also learned about degree of isotropy. It is 1 minus a vertical etch rate over lateral etch rate over vertical etch rate. So when it goes to 0, it means isotropy because lateral etch rate and vertical etch rate are same. So 1 minus 1 is 0, and when it goes to 1, it goes to anisotropy, opposite of this. And we also learned about etch selectivity and the process of etching, wet etching, and the many examples of wet etching. And we also apply the topic of Miller dyes for wet etching for each direction. And we also saw about dry etching, and as I said, the plasma is used for dry etching. And we also learned about the RIE, and for the gases for RIE, the copper was important. Thank you.